There we go. Okay, now we're back online again. That is so strange. I don't know
Real this
why
time.
YouTube pooped the bed on that one. YouTube just completely pooped the bed. Yeah. Let me uh let me reshare this. I need to reshare this. And let me go ahead and copy link and let me share that over on the Discord again. There we go. Okay, it's out there. We are back. We're not so back, not yet at least. But the connection says it's good, so I'm gonna run with it. So we got the stop sign. What layer is this? Okay, this is just a layer for me to tinker with. Cool. I guess I'll do his body on this layer. Or backer. That's right. That's right. Gonna hide his head to make sure we get this right. But yeah, this process is like way more time consuming than it has any right to be. And it's probably because I'm too meticulous. And even though I am just like exceedingly cautious with my outlining process, there's always blank pixels. There's always something that I missed somewhere along the way. So I need to be careful. Siren Head, if he had lights instead of sirens and not tall? Yeah. Yeah, that's about right.
Siren Head if he wasn't like Siren Head at all.
Yeah, basically. Siren Head, if he had none of the qualities that Siren Head has, then yeah, that's basically him. I mean, like, yeah, more or less. Yeah, that's basically. Yep, yep, yep. Y'all in call. Yeah. Yes, we are. I have tread and call sometimes on these streams just because he's the editor of the
I
script.
make it way
So
more entertaining and honestly perfect.
that's so true, bestie. I basically shouldn't be allowed to stream uh because I'm boring. I'm boring like a drill.
He's Borbing.
That too. That too.
You catch the new terminal montage stuff?
No, I've not been watching much YouTube lately.
Well, whenever you get a free minute, some of his newer stuff's been pretty good. He posted the Water Temple finally.
There's no such thing as a free minute. Time is money, don't you know? If minutes were free, then time wouldn't be money.
No, you'd just be living on government supplied time.
Time Federal Reserve.
Well, now.
Time Federal Reserve. We're just gonna make more.
This will have no negative time inflation consequences.
Yeah, that's true. I keep hearing like my door, I think it's moving from like pressure changes or whatever, but it always freaks me out because it makes me think that somebody's trying to break in. Sounds like someone's breaking in, you know? Calm down,
Just the
Dick. It's
lid,
just a
Dick.
storm.
Which is especially funny considering they're in like a fucking like secure
They're in the
facility. Like how
Pentagon.
are you gonna
Let me
times
make this
like
jet
this?
out.
Bro, JFK is so based in that short.
in that cutscene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't ask for easier times, ask to become stronger men. And then they kill all the zombies. And they said it was Call of Duty time. It's my Call of Duty. I have to do it. It's my Call of Duty. That was that was the thing they said in that game.
I'm sure that the lore behind that is not horrifying and extremely depressing.
And also like really long for some reason and has like parallel universes for some reason.
And
To
like
to discuss the lore of Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies. First, we need to talk about parallel universes and like two like German scientists who hate each other.
the craziest part about all of this is that the actual zombies are like a relatively minor part of the story.
Yeah, I think the bigger issue is they destroyed the Earth so much that like 1800s Wild West towns ended up under Africa. How did that happen? How do you destroy the
Um,
Earth that bad that something like that ends up there?
I mean, to be fair, we've kind of done similar shit in this game, but
Not to that extreme of a level.
true.
Because like that all happened after like Richtofen blew up the moon. Like that like that one Sonic the Hedgehog is a so and so on my I'm posting this on
Was
my
it Treyarch who wrote all
twitter.com.
of that?
Yeah, Treyarch is the one that makes the good the good zombie minigame. I think Raven Software did some zombie minigame stuff in their Black Ops games, but Treyarch Zombies is the actually good zombies. Uh,
Treyarch devs, hey, this would be cool. The Treyarch lore writers trying to absolutely write the most batshit explanation for why they're fighting in a fucking Wild West town.
Not only in a Wild West town, it's in Africa. It
Under
is,
Africa, specifically.
yeah, under Africa, buried even. See what I did there? Yeah, I'm kind of funny.
An ancient Wild West town in Africa.
Afra.
I guess they were.
I guess I do appreciate it when writers just write the most insane stuff just because they can get away with it. The suspension of disbelief. I saw a Geo Metro walking to work today. That was pretty cool. Geo
A
Metros are
what?
such cute little cars. You know, like the little tiny drift car, you know?
Oh,
You thought it was something icky, didn't
they're
you?
like the Chihuahuas.
No,
No,
they're
I just
not the
didn't.
Chihuahua.
I didn't. No, no, no. I would say Volkswagen Golfs are the Chihuahuas of the road.
You can't you can't do a Geo Metro dirty like that. Those cars are adorable.
They're like the Yorkies,
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
but
Yeah, I'm
like the
a
good-tempered Yorkies, not the psychotic ones.
oh, mine's a psychotic one. Well, I mean, both of mine are half, and one of them's psychotic and one's an angel. One will always tell the truth and one will always lie. Is this right? I'm kind of going off model because I think I had like some camera distance limitations going on there. I don't know.
He's going off model, guys.
I'm going off
Warning,
the
warning,
script.
off model, off model.
Someone kill this man. He's going off the script. He's gonna talk about how we shouldn't have war. It's too controversial of an opinion to think that war is bad. I'm really, really glad that
I don't think we should needlessly slaughter each other over pointless things. This is a controversial statement.
you're an enemy of the state. I'm really glad that Planar Robit doesn't have like any pointless milk toast war is bad messages in it. It's just like it's just a story for the sake of the story. Imagine how bad the story would be if the whole point of us writing the story was to just say that war is bad. It's like, like the first commandment. If you break, actually no, that isn't the first commandment.
Did you try checking by the book rack?
Can you mute when you do that?
What's your name? I just last time I saw it, I threw it.
I'm gonna have to mute him for us. I will unmute him in a couple minutes. Just to make sure. You never know if he's going to say something that he doesn't want out there. So if you think about it, I'm actually helping him. He's back. Okay.
My mom just wanted to know where the dog harness was.
Oh, okay.
Bro, I just looked away for like 5 seconds and we have like 3 more viewers. We increased viewership by 150%.
100 billion% is what I'm looking for. These are rookie numbers. I will never be satisfied with a good thing. I need more good things. Hello, Game Strikers. How's it going? We are currently, I say we, I'm currently tracing the robot model we made in the last stream. And then when we're done with the robot model, we're going to go and do a code section. Can I give Game Striker a shout out? This guy called Game Strikers. He wants a shout out. That's a shout out, I suppose.
But you didn't actually shout, so could it really be considered a true shout out?
I don't want to. I don't want to make my neighbors dislike me. I've only been living in this apartment for a couple weeks.
Yeah, you gotta wait like a couple months, so
You gotta ease
then
them into
everybody
the
feels,
into the anguish. I'm
and
not I'm not
then
that bad.
everybody feels uncomfortable talking to the management because you're good friends with the management, and they just kind of feel like it's useless, but they really want to bring it up anyway. You really just gotta make it as bad of a situation as humanly possible.
There we go. And then I've got just like a little bit of tidying here, a little bit of erasing. I need to set my eraser size to 1. 10 subbers, that's it? I don't know what you mean by that. On your channel? I'm not able to visit your channel from my stream dashboard, so I don't know what that means. But if you're, in all honesty, if you're looking for a place for a shout out, this probably isn't the best stream because we have 3 viewers right now. This is a pretty relaxed,
It's you.
it's more of a hangout stream than a like sort of big shout out style thing, you know. It's just about getting Planar Robot out there, the game that I've been working on for a while.
This is a meme that you probably can't bring up on stream, but I think you should check your DMs because this is very fun. Appreciate
Okay.
it. It's not like super offensive. It's just
Counterpoint. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Thank you. Very cool. Yeah, I still haven't decided on what to call this fella. The new Robit. We're gonna name him 10 Subbers. We're almost done with the not fun part, the tracing part. And then we get to the fun part, the coloring. Soon. Soon, I promise. And we'll get rid of this obnoxious fuchsia color here. Yeah, I know my colors. I'm calling it fuchsia. I'm not pretentious, you're pretentious. The heck do you mean no data? The stream will end shortly. Oh my goodness, it's over. How is this happening? I don't even understand it. I don't understand. Will I post this video on my channel? Yeah, I'll post this video on my channel. It's a live stream. It's already on there. I don't understand why my internet's just dying on me. It says 4 meg upload. It says 4 megs going up. Now it says 0 megs going up. What is going on? This is very frustrating because, yeah, I feel like I'm being throttled by my service provider or something. I feel like this is a targeted attack. Yeah, it keeps bouncing between 5 and 6 megabits per second. I don't see why YouTube is complaining. I don't know. It might be a YouTube issue. Yeah. Yep. Says excellent connection again. I think YouTube's kind of being a little bipolar, sending me mixed messages because I don't really know what it's trying to tell me. No connection, excellent connection, poor connection, bouncing between the three. Just pick one. Also, strange thing, my stream dashboard is not showing all the chat messages. So Tread, if you see any chat messages, can you point them out for me?
I'm currently browsing a hell website, but I chop in every little bit to check. There hasn't been
Okay.
anything new since he asked about the channel or about posting the video on your channel.
Oh, okay. I think he probably left the stream. Which makes sense. If he's looking for clout, then there are better places for him to be. This is not really the place to find clout.
We ain't got no clout.
We ain't got nothing. Oh, you know what? That just reminded me. Spaceballs when they have to comb the desert, and and they give two guys the afro pick to comb the desert with instead of a comb. We ain't found. That's so funny. I love that. One of my favorite jokes from the movie. There's so many good jokes from that movie, though. It's one of my favorites by far. It's better than Star Wars.
I, I want to watch Good Burger again.
Oh, that would be such a fun. I was literally. I poop you not, my friend. I was literally thinking about Good Burger while I was at work today, and I'm like, wow, I want to watch Good Burger again.
Hey, you want to watch that Saturday?
You want to watch that tonight if the stream fails? we can stream
Sure,
it.
fine. I'll
We
stream
can.
it. I'll stream it because I don't think your internet's gonna handle that.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna try and stream them.
I want to do it as like a hangout in the Robit server though. You should rejoin the server. I think if you're not an admin, you should be safe.
No,
If
I'm
you're
fine.
if it's
I was gonna say, all I know is that I'm fine. I can't
okay.
tell you anything more other than I'm fine. So I can rejoin and get
Can't tell
everything
me
back.
anything more on the stream because of like sensitivity issues or like you don't know anymore.
Technically not supposed to tell you anything, but well,
Okay.
I'm
So it's
already saying
so it's a it's an honor secret thing. Got it. I will not ask a single question further on it then.
I can tell you some things more for clarity's sake, so you understand the situation, but I
Okay.
can't tell you anything detailed.
Yeah, it's fair. I get you, man. Yeah, as long as as long as like the people involved are safe and like they're not in like physical danger, like I'm cool.
Okay. Um,
But yeah,
yeah,
I don't know.
you can invite me later. I'll join, and then you can give me the co-owner thing. Like, if you want, you can make me owner of the server again, so that way I can do role and universal edit stuff because I know you don't particularly care for that.
Yeah.
Um, but it's not that important.
So it's not a hack. We're not at risk of like a hack spreading through and getting our accounts compromised or whatever.
I just wanted to clarify I wouldn't be on there as owner because that would have
Yeah.
been a bad situation.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. I need a steeper angle here.
This guy's outline like is way harder than I thought it was going to be. I thought you were going to do this way faster,
Oh no, all these outlines
but I
actually
guess you
take
did have the hard stop in the middle there.
all these outlines. Uh, it usually takes me. Game Strikers says hi again. What's up, dude? Uh, yeah, my apologies if my stream's going a little on the hair wire side. It is what it is, unfortunately. I'll get proper internet installed in my apartment in a matter of just a couple days. Wednesday is when I get real internet, and I'm gonna have Visionary promises 20 megs upload. And 20 megs upload is more than enough to stream. In fact, I could stream maybe in 4K. Not that my GPU could handle that. My CPU could, but I think I don't want to push my GPU. I want to go easy on her because she's a little old and she's like
And
basically in
besides,
GPU hospice or GPU end of life care. Actually, she's not that old. It's just, I don't want to push it. I don't want to run my GPU at its maximum limits if I'm not like gaming or whatever, you know. You know how it is.
retirement age at least.
Yeah, it's like geriatric. It's like I think it's a 1050, so it's not even that old, but you know. But I'm also not going to buy a new GPU because that costs an arm and a leg. I'm making decent money, but I'm not gonna. How did I get this many subs? I've done various things. I mean, I think my most recent like 20 or so is from my game development project. I think he's done with the outline, so I can make the outline black now. So
Josh
game
had a
dev
couple more viral videos way back in the day,
yeah, I
but I
made
don't think they exist anymore.
they do still exist, but they're privated just because I don't know, they don't really match with like the image of what I want Planar Robit to be known for. I think they have like some edgy and sometimes mean-spirited jokes in there that um I think it only serves to just kind of cheapen the message of Planar Robit. And so I've hidden them for now. Anyway, we're gonna steal Abigail for her color palette. I really like it. Can I mention you in in 5 of my next videos? No, I don't do that in my videos. Uh, my
Doesn't
my
even post
videos
video.
my videos are devlogs. That wouldn't make sense in a devlog.
Josh, I'm picking turkey or ham.
What context? What context?
Sandwich.
Ooh, half and half? Is that an
Let
option?
me. I mean, it is, but I'm not a huge fan of half and half personally. I
Really?
think
Half
it.
and
Of
half's my favorite.
course, it would be. And then I have
uh,
Swiss or
Swiss or what?
baby Swiss, which I don't actually know is what the difference is between the two.
I couldn't tell you either, man. Honestly, I think you made up the whole baby Swiss thing. I think you're full of crap.
I use the baby Swiss because there's less of it, and we should probably get rid of it faster.
What I've had for
And
most
baby
of
Swiss.
I've had like the exact same meal every day for lunch for the past week except for today, and that's ham and turkey on sourdough with Munster mayo and hot sauce.
I don't have any fun breads. I just have buttermilk right now.
That's fine. That's fine. Although I would certainly encourage the optimal bread, which we all know is sourdough. Literally the best bread.
I'm not going to start the bread debate with you again.
Sourdough's the best. You can't argue with it. That's why you're not going to argue it. I need to open up a yellow Robit.
Josh trying to goad me into the bread debate again.
Bread Wars.
Breadward.
Oh, Breadward. He's made of oats and lard. He's like the secret pixel from Super Paper Mario. Where is my... Here, scrap NPCs. Who should I steal the colors from? Fricks. Fricks has good yellows on him. We're going to steal from this little fella's color palette.
Just developed like 20 colors total, and that's the entire palette for the game.
Yeah. It's a consistent art style. Come on, man. I swear, I don't have a problem. You have a problem. So yeah, we're just tracing the dude. The dude. Except this is the easier, faster, and more fun part of making a character sprite. The coloring. Coloring is fun. It's like I'm in
3D
kindergarten
modeling
again.
is the hard part.
3D modeling is not actually the hard. Actually, no, you're right. It takes the creative juices, and I don't always have those.
Also, I just realized that your entire strategy is just turning things into a coloring book.
Yep. Yeah, because I don't have any talent in 2D art, so I turn everything into a coloring book so that it's done for me.
We have Lumpy for the 2D art.
That's true. Lumpy is a wonderful artist. Shoutouts to Lumpy. I think Lumpy is someone who I would unironically shout out even in a devlog because he's done so much in terms of art. Like Lumpy made the cover art for Valerie's Long Day, and he also made my phone background.
Once I'm back on the Dawn's Gorg, I will give him the Tower Robit role, or you can do that yourself because I don't know
he
why
doesn't
he doesn't
have
have
that?
it.
Oh my goodness. I feel bad now. I feel like I haven't properly credited him. I feel like a plagiarist or something. He worked really hard to help us out. And I guess I'm being a bad friend. Here, is my dark color the front? No, my dark color is the side in this model. That's fine. That's actually what
I
I
was
want.
gonna give it to him literally right as the thing happened. Literally, like I got the ping started dropping, and then I had
you've got like the Secret Service agent whispering into your ear while you're reading My Pet Goat to the kindergarten class.
Bro,
Mr. President, Mr. President, there's been a code salmon.
Mr. President, there's been a Your Majesty, there's been a
second bus. The stream is exploding. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to.
It got hit by the second bus. It got hit by the desert bus. The desert bus.
The Desert Bus 2, half a bus, courtesy of John Simpleflips. He's a lovely guy, you know. Shoutouts to Simpleflips too.
He hasn't done anything, just shoutouts.
Yeah, well, I mean, he and Pirate Software hosted the slide hack. What is this? What am I doing? I'm on the wrong layer. Stop that. I did stuff on the wrong layer.
LeBron James caught drawing on the wrong layer, asked to leave art school.
What did I do? Where is this? Oh, this is on the leg layer. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Boy, I sure do hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
Every time you do this, I just imagine like it's the Uncle Grandpa bit of he gets hit by like a laser or some shit, and then he's, boy, I would have hated to be that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, like Goku like murders Uncle Grandpa with like a Kamehameha or whatever they do in that show. He's like, I'm sure glad I'm not
Loyal,
that guy.
sucking.
Good morning. I think
Never
that's all the
underestimate Toon
yellows.
Force.
I bet you Goku couldn't beat Uncle Grandpa in a fight.
How do you beat an interdimensional being that exists everywhere all the time, all at once?
How do you beat that which cannot be beaten?
With the unbeatable beater hammer.
The unbeaten beater? Hey, beater.
Peter Griffin.
And Joe Swanson from the Swanstones.
Bro, why did we get a Cleveland show and not a Joe Swanson show?
Hang on, hang on.
What did
No, I like Cleveland though. Cleveland is like, he reminds me of me. You know, he's literally me. I
I
unironically
can
like
think of a
Cleveland.
few differences, but yeah, and I
No,
like him as a character. I personally think that Joe
I think
is.
especially because he's the most like morally upstanding of Peter's friend group. Like out of all the bad things that happen to Peter and his friends, Cleveland typically deserves it the least. I think that
To be fair,
Cleveland, of those
Peter and
people, Cleveland is
Quagmire
a
are
genuinely good guy.
Peter and Quagmire are disproportionately responsible for the bad things that happen. The majority of the bad things that Joe has ever done are also typically started by a Peter,
That's
and
true.
then Joe gets. They
That's fair enough.
antagonize Joe.
Yeah.
I remember that time they just killed off Mort's wife, and then like it was for real. Like they actually killed off a character.
I don't remember Mort having a wife. Did you make that up? Is that fake?
No, that's in the mansion
Oh, the
arc,
murder
the one
mystery?
arc where they actually killed off.
I thought that was the news reporter lady that died.
They killed off multiple characters, and all of the characters that died in that all characters that died in that entire like special are
Mhm.
actually dead. Like they've never been
Yeah,
resurrected.
I know about that. Yeah.
It was like they lost like a couple important voice actors or something, and they had to.
That's why they did that? I mean, that makes sense. I thought it was like
It
I thought
was
it was like
it was due
Fox
to
Network telling
contract.
them I thought it was the Fox Network telling them like, "Hey, you got to make something you got to make a special season finale to pull in views this season or whatever."
I was under the impression it was entirely because they just like contracts were expiring and they weren't getting re-signed for reasons.
That makes sense.
I'm
Was
pretty
that when
sure
the
the
writer strike was happening?
which fucking writer's strike.
Yes.
There's a good chance there was a writer's strike going on, but I don't think that was the main reason.
Hollywood people when they don't want to
I think it
work.
was also because I think it was also because they just like he just wanted to get rid of some characters as well.
Yeah. Seth MacFarlane decided he wanted to go from voicing 40 of the characters in the show to 50% of the characters in the show. Wrong layer. Is there
Seth does
anything?
not want to continue working on Family Guy, but he gets so much money that he just does it anyway.
Yeah. Sometimes though, like it's really funny how like he's better than Family Guy. He's like he doesn't want to do it anymore, and then he makes like the most boring milk toast western movie. It's like wow, this is the extent of your talent. Come on, you're better than that. Your early seasons of Family Guy were some of the funniest on live TV, and then you made like
The weird
a
part is like
go ahead.
it's just like there are Family Guy arcs and episodes of like actually compelling, interesting stories with good commentary, like
Yeah,
in the sludge. He's clearly capable of writing interesting stories. He just
and
doesn't care.
and he's a very talented singer too. Like he uh he does those musical numbers in the special episodes, and those always sound amazing. Like every single one of them sounds great. But then he just kind of like
He's
he kind of
also,
squanders it by not like I don't know, not living by it.
but at the same time, $35 million a year from Fox.
That's true.
Or no, he re-signed. It's like 50 million a year now.
Oh my goodness. I mean, good for him. He's he could be a billionaire by the time he retires. I mean, actually, all things considered, he could be a billionaire already if he's investing it carefully. But yeah, good for him.
Um,
I mean,
yeah. I
you
mean,
can't
Family
deny
Guy
that
brings in
man
an
hustled
absolutely
for it.
ridiculous. Yeah, and to be fair, Family Guy also still brings in like a significant amount of money. I mean, it is
Yeah, it's
Family Guy is
Fox's
kind of
it's Fox's Simpsons,
Fox's
so of
SpongeBob.
course.
Family Guy is probably more popular than The Simpsons at this point because Simpsons have been Disneyed.
It's really funny how The Simpsons was like so revolutionary because it was kind of like a countercultural cartoon, and then Family Guy just like destroyed them by being an even more a more contentious, uh, more controversial cartoon.
I'd say the biggest difference between the two,
Uh,
aside from obvious art style, is
yeah,
Seth clearly is more extreme in his beliefs,
that's fair. That's fair for sure.
which is fine.
Actually, no, I think The Simpsons has gotten like pretty radicalized in the more recent seasons. Like you can't
I
go
haven't
very
watched
long
anything more
without.
recent than Treehouse of Horror thing.
When I was at my I was visiting my actually no, I was living with I say I was visiting my dad. No, I was living with him a few weeks ago. Anyway, and so I came home from work and I was tired because long day, long drive, and I get home and so I just kind of like vegetate on the couch because I don't want to pack up and move to my apartment. I'm too tired. And so I just kind of like I watch a couple episodes of The Simpsons with him because he likes to keep up with it. I'm sure that he watched it when he was younger and he enjoyed it. And so anyway, but it was kind of it was just a little it was so jarring how different it is now. I don't know. It's not like it was when I was a kid. It's hard to like properly explain because like there was like an episode where like a rap guy.
Was the Lisa episode?
It was it was a newer episode. Where this he was like a rapper and he like bought Springfield and like bought Mr. Burns and like the whole episode had like a lot of like rap music in it and it is what it is, but there's a reason why people don't use rap music in like a TV show or a movie score typically because it's really distracting, It's really distracting to have music that is nothing but like chanted words in a TV show that is supposed to have dialogue, It doesn't make sense. I'm not hating on the genre. I'm just saying that like it doesn't make sense for the score of a piece of media that is
You've
so
seen
focused on dialogue to
Falling
have
Down.
that. Yeah, I have seen Falling Down. Yeah, I just want I want some breakfast off the lunch menu, or I want something off the breakfast menu. No, it's actually 11:01.
I
Oh,
think
my bad.
when
How about LMG or SMG? My bad, not LMG.
I watched the movie
Yeah,
and
I
like
thought it was a fun watch. I liked it when they killed the Nazi guy.
I
That
think
was funny.
I yeah, he also just like he literally did the Luigi strategy versus the gangsters and just survived.
Yeah,
He literally just stood in the phone booth and they missed.
that is that is really funny. But yeah, yeah, I enjoyed that movie. There's some people that say like, "Oh, that movie's meant to demoralize you or whatever." Like, I don't really care. I enjoyed the movie for what it was, and I
I
don't
think it was entirely justified throughout the entire film, and I think that
I think
he
it
did nothing
was
wrong.
I think it was mostly justified throughout a lot of the film. I think there are a lot of like obviously he severely overreacted in almost every situation, but in every situation he was in a position that warranted a significant amount of anger. I'm putting lipstick on him.
I'd say it's probably it's the best commentary I've ever seen on like what happens if you push somebody over the edge.
Yeah, and that's a man who I don't know. It's a dark film, very dark. I think the reveal that the father was like somewhat abusive was really like a 180. But you know that's the twist of the film. That's why the film is interesting. I mean, it's already
I don't
interesting
like
as is. Like the twist wasn't necessarily needed, but it adds even more intrigue. So I think it wasn't a bad twist. I think that it did add to the film instead of take away from it.
he was a bit controlling, but I don't know if I would go out and say he was fully abusive.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
We don't see enough for it to be like guaranteed one way or the other. And given that I believe he had previous military service,
I think so. I think he was a vet. I mean, that would absolutely explain why he acted in that way
I,
because you
I
know
remember
abuse
like
rates from veterans.
in his mom's house, there's he had like there was like military stuff, and his room was very militarily squared away.
That's really sad actually. Because yeah, it's just a story about the man. I didn't I didn't see it that way, but yeah, that's dark, man.
And given the era the movie came out, I think he would have been a first Gulf War veteran,
I'm not sure.
likely.
But yeah, I did enjoy that film though. I think it was good. Because yeah, I think the whole movie
It came out in 1993.
in the whole movie I was you know I was like on the guy's side, even though he was going crazy and he was hurting people. Like I don't know, he was lashing out at a world that didn't seem fair, and I obviously wouldn't do that in that situation. I think that I don't know. I think it's really hard to like sum up my feelings on the movie because he definitely overreacts, and I think he lacks a lot of like patience and humanity that should have towards people. But also, it's entirely understandable why he lashes out so bad. So yeah, I don't know.
I always interpreted, or I've interpreted it as basically like this is a guy who was not he. What happened in the movie was the very like the car traffic jam
Yes,
was the
the
last
mental
thing.
break.
It was it was not like the thing. It was the straw on a very very strong camel, but
Yeah.
it still broke eventually.
And you know what? I changed my mind. If I was stuck in traffic that bad, I probably would lose my mind like I
After
would
losing your job,
Oh yeah, he lost his job too, didn't he? Man, that sucks. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. Yeah, yeah, and he lost his wife, and he lost almost all custody of his kid. Yeah, okay, never mind. Never mind. I do feel bad for him again. I do agree with him again. I'm 180ing on my beliefs again. I'm doing the quick outline check right now, making sure everything's
And he
hunky
was
dory.
having to take care of his mentally degrading mother.
That's just tragic. That is heartbreaking.
Also, it's I think somewhat implied that his father was somewhat abusive or something.
I don't know. I think
I
it's
don't
been
remember
too
that.
long. It's been too long.
He didn't have anything right go for him.
And I think one of the motifs of that film is also a motif of Planar Robit, like living in a society that like increasingly doesn't need you anymore and becoming obsolete in the eyes of the world. And instead of finding peace in that, instead of trying to make a good impact, even though he wasn't valued, he lashed out and, he only made himself he only made his life
Of
less
course, there's
meaningful.
the actual. To be fair, there is an enlightened take on the movie. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Living in California fucking
Sucks.
sucks.
You know what? You're right. I think that's the only part that we need to know about that movie. Not only does it
Like,
suck, but the film basically tells us it's degrading. It's getting worse. Because like the can of soda costs like 25 cents more. Unbelievable. I'm gonna have to shoot this store owner.
he doesn't even do that. He just breaks his shit and then
That's
forces
true.
the guy to pay. He buys it at at what the guy asked for just after breaking his shit.
It's market price. I think my outlines are good.
You see, the thing is like all of his complaints have only gotten worse since the movie came out. So maybe we should, maybe he
Maybe
had
he
a
was
point.
right.
Gas is more expensive. There's more gang violence. He the family unit is further degraded.
Think about
The
the
American
gas
job market
prices.
is.
Nope, not gonna do that. Think about the gas prices. Oh, that's cool. This Sheen, oh, Sheen Estevez from Jimmy Neutron.
I know I'm your only viewer right now, but I want you to know I
Yeah,
hate you.
yeah, that's cool. That's fine. Me too, buddy. All right, you think
Just
he's
like my
ready?
friend.
You think he's ready to throw at the wall, soak him in a bucket of milk,
What?
and throw him at the wall, see if he sticks? Please mute yourself when you do that.
I apologize. My dog was harassing me. I was trying to get away from the mic.
I heard that you were quieter, but please mute for the sake of the stream. I think he's ready. I think he's done. Dunzo. Dunyan rings.
Are you gonna fill in the border around his stop sign?
What border?
Oh, it is filled in. Sorry, I was not loading enough high
Blind.
resolution. Are
I'm
you
gonna
gonna?
call
You
this
should draw a
too deep.
freehand line across the stop sign.
A freehand line?
Yeah, like a
Oh,
no
like
passing.
a decal. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I'm down. I'm down. So it's gonna be
I'm
here.
sure
Let
this
me.
won't end up you like taking 30 extra minutes.
No, no, no. It won't. It won't. Trust me, bruh. We're just
Also,
gonna.
why is this sign backlit? Is that why there's no shading on it?
It's because it's flat. There's no shading because it's flat.
Actually, since everything is non-Euclidean, it's not technically flat.
Wah! It's over. He proved me wrong using science and stuff, yo. That reminds me. So I attended like a little seminar for like AI form building, like an online seminar for AI form building at my work. Not that my work provides AI form building, but it was another company that was giving it out to the companies that you know how it is. Anyway, and so they were showing off the AI form building capabilities of their software, and they were showing a new feature where the AI can rewrite sections that whoever fills out the form has already written. And so he was showing off like an example of like a help desk ticket system, and he asked the AI to rewrite what he put in an informal tone. And so the AI says, "Dude, my computer's acting all wonky." So, this is the reality that we're walking into. A reality where an AI will write a help desk ticket that says, "Dude, my computer's acting all wonky." So,
What you're
exciting
saying
stuff.
is we live in the worst dystopia. It's not even one of the cool ones.
That's true. That's true, because the computer, it's acting all wonky. This needs to be smothered.
All right. He is obtaining the line of the janitor line.
Jenny.
Jenny.
Is that about right? It seems about right. Oh, it all right. I mean, it all right. I got an idea. We're gonna do the sheen thing like on his face. It's gonna be because you know how stop signs are like reflective and stuff.
It all right.
What do you mean it all right?
This guy absolutely looks like he doesn't get paid enough, but he really doesn't want to acknowledge it.
That's true.
He's
That's
the guy
true.
who thinks working harder will get him paid more.
Sometimes that's true though. But he's working for an employer that probably doesn't care. So
He's working. He's doing this in corpo America, basically.
yeah.
Charlie Sheen is being added right now.
Is this it? I think this is it. That looks kind of sick. What are your thoughts on this filler?
I think that's perfect.
The broski, the sign
Is that
guy.
the same? Is that the same exact angle as the reflections in his? We still haven't named this guy.
More or less. It's approximately the same angle. I think if you can notice a difference, you're looking too close.
I notice a difference, and it's ruined.
It's like a couple degrees off. It's fine. It's rotated like a little bit clockwise. It is what it is. So be it.
What's his name?
Sigmund. Signsmund.
Okay, fine. That works.
You're actually okay with me calling him that? You need to stop me sometimes. Signsmund.
You need to post. You need to post this. I don't care. You need to post this character.
Here, I'm just gonna call him Sigmund. It's like Signand. Signand. Like Signand.
I get it. I fucking get it.
No, I'm not telling you a joke. I think you need to call a bondulance. Signand.
I don't want to, Jack. I don't want to.
You just want to let this happen to me? Bad friend. Disc
Yeah.
disc. This is a
I might
terrible
know where
name.
you live, but that doesn't. I might know where you live, but that doesn't mean I'm going to call in the ambulance to save you.
Here, let me find him so I can add him to my
Given that I know the
catalog.
tone, Given that I know the town where you live and how small it is, I probably could find your apartments very easily.
Yeah, it's just like probably the only apartments in town. Where did I put it? Here it is. That's where I put it. What is this? Mine's notes. Oh yeah, you got the schizo posting in there. That's cool. Very cool. We're gonna rename this stop sign guy folder to Signand.
The funny part is the apartments are probably not on Google Maps yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Signand Frood.
Oh, they have a hospital. I'm shocked, actually.
Yeah, they do. I actually. Oh fuck! I didn't mean to press delete. We're good. We're good. I actually walk by the hospital every time I go to work. There we go. He's in the directory. He's with the other robots. Signand. His name is Signand. Ain't
How
that
comfy
cool?
is your town? On a scale of 1 to 10.
That's a 9 out of 10. I think it would be pretty hard to find a comfier town. I need to copy this image and send it to the Discord. Is my internet failing on me?
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on? Are you a bear person or are you a deer person?
Haha, dear.
Hmm. Man, that is extremely cozy.
Yeah, it is. It is. I need to go to the announcements. Or no, character blurbs? Official art. Okay, we're uploading the weekly character reveal to the Discord server. Yeah, let's go.
Also, invite me and give me co-owner back.
Okay. You know, this is number 42. You know what's special about the number 42?
It got mentioned in a science fiction novel one time, and insufferable Redditors will never shut up about it.
That's true. It's a good novel, though.
No, I really enjoy the novels. But
I think I have the first three books in my bookshelf right now. I've kept them all this time. Uh, Rose. Uh, Top guy has been assigned. There you go.
I was actually going to ask if I could get my character remade in Blender at some point.
I haven't even remade the main characters in Blender. I've just imported their GLBs.
I understand. I was just asking at some point.
That's a
Also,
lot of
you
work.
should
Think about
get
the
my character.
gas prices. Oh, what's this? Is this my internet throwing up again? No, it's holding 4 to 5, even 6 megabits a second. I don't know why you're complaining, YouTube. All right, I think we're going to step over to Godot now. I think it's time. Nobody even attempted to solve the graph puzzle I put in general today. Tisk tisk. Tisk tisk, indeed. Very sad. Nobody attempted to solve the graph puzzle.
It wasn't even in there to solve it.
Try to solve it now.
11.
No. What? Read it and weep. It's in the general chat. Chat. Or this isn't going to be var. This is going to be enum battle states. Not with a capital E. It's with a lowercase e. And then it's going to be like.
Okay, so 5-6. 5-6 is combat.
No, this is the whole battle flow.
Well, okay, I'm unsure as to what exactly the parameterization of this is.
Here, let me open in Bowser and drag this feller over. I'll bring up this puzzle for everyone in the stream to see. It's loading like a 90s web page.
All one person. It's me. I am the stream.
Let's go. Here's the puzzle. I drew this at work because I was honestly slacking today. I feel bad about that, but I mean there wasn't much to do anyway. It is what it is. The 5-6 is the most obvious of them all because notice where the arrows are going.
Is 5/6 damage?
No. A battle doesn't end when you take damage.
Okay, everything goes here. Okay. Okay, so you're referring to not just like an individual turn. This is
the whole battle. This is like a very high level look at what the battle system will look like.
So 5 and 6 are like different victory states depending on who wins, or victory or loss state.
Yep, that's right. That's right. And keep in mind that
Okay.
each of these nodes will process for a single frame unless they have a looping arrow. Also, number 4 is supposed to have a looping arrow, but I forgot that. I wrote that in chat, but it doesn't really translate here.
So 1 is one like the player turn, and 3 is the enemy turn.
Yeah, they're both parts of the player and enemy turn.
Would that be like selection and then action?
Yeah. So what it is it not gonna? Geez, I have to do it this way. Okay, so 1 is the player selecting their turn, and that one's looping because it takes several frames for you to actually pick your move. Whereas the enemy one, this one doesn't loop because an enemy's AI can run on a single frame. Like the enemy AI decides what it wants and then it's done. This 2 here is actually running the attack. So you decide the attack, then you run the attack. And then it keeps bouncing back between 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. And then when we get to 1 again, but there aren't any valid characters anymore, then we change the state over to 3. And 3 only lasts for a single frame.
4 is the attack.
Yep, 4 is the enemy attack. So it bounces between the 2 until there are no valid enemies to select. So then it goes to state 0. 0 is the turn refresh. So that's going to set everybody to like actionable again. It's going to apply like regen. All the buffs and debuffs are going to tick down. That's sort of like the end turn state, and then it goes back to the player's turn.
So you're not gonna okay, so it's not gonna be a case of you still get hit from effects if you're alive at the end of a turn, but like you're not gonna get hit like last second poison. That's good. I didn't think that was gonna be a thing, but it's still good.
Yeah, if you're on 1 HP and you have the poison debuff and you attack an enemy, then it goes straight to the end state and you win. It's fine. But like if you have 1 HP after an enemy attacks you and you're poisoned, then you take the poison damage. Now it's your turn, except it doesn't you get 1 frame to select your option, which is not possible to do in 1 frame, and then it immediately kills you. So yeah. In fact, I might even I think what I'm actually going to do, I think I'm actually going to make it so that every node can point to this 5-6. I think I'm going to make it so that you can win or lose or die on any. No, that's not right. No, it has to be after an attack is done or after the turn refresh is done. So I might change it so that 2, 4, 0 point to 5-6. Anyway, that's the end state. It's not very important at the moment, especially when we're so far from that.
Everything except the start of your turn should be able to end it.
Yeah, but the start of your turn isn't a state. because, you know, there's multiple player turns. Because you should be able to die after one of your attacks if you do something stupid, like kind of like the abomination, for example. You should be able to die after one of your attacks. You should be able to die after effects are applied, and you should be able to die after an enemy finishes an attack. So I think I should change it so that you can get it from 1, 3, and 0. I think that's how it should be.
We removed Myanmar Civil War from the Wikipedia front page. Now I gotta go dig it up myself.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Good. All right. Good. Yep.
Anyway, any further on the stream, or are you gonna end it? Are you gonna cut it early because of this?
I'm running some code. I'm gonna do some code running right here, right now. So we're gonna need run effects. We're gonna need select thing, right? It's gonna be select action. Actually, no. I had names for these in my notes on my phone. On my phone, excuse me. Let me pull that up. So we have run turn. We have await input. We have await player action. We have run enemy AI. And we have await enemy action. And then we have win, lose. Those are, I believe, all the battle states that we need. And so it's going to be a state machine. The Soviets don't like this one. Or the ANCAPs don't like this one. My bad. Soviets do love this one.
Nobody cares what the ANCAPs think. It's fine. ANCAPs, when you ask them to enforce their ideology.
Very true. Okay. It's lemon bread. No way. I think switches are not mutex, are they? No, they are. Do they have switch in Godot? I don't know. Does Godot have switch? I've got 2 tabs with my stream open. What am I doing here? Okay, I need to look up the syntax for Godot switch statements because I do like switch statements. I just don't know where to find them. I've never actually used a switch statement in Godot. It's called match? Are you kidding me? How dare they? They don't call it switch? Ew. Okay. That's let me just read the Godot doc on this real quick. I'll look at chat again in a moment. Match statement is used to branch execute a program. It's the equivalent to a switch statement found in many other languages, but offers some additional features. Match is more type strict than the equals equals operator. For example, 1 will not match 1.0. The only exception is string versus string name. Okay, that's fair. Control flow, the patterns are matched from top to bottom. If a pattern matches, the first corresponding block will be executed. After that, execution continues below the match statement. Okay, so it's a glorified if-else. Good. So if I do match, good, we're just gonna have like a global var. We're gonna call this current battle state equals, and we're gonna have it default to await player action. Yep. And we're gonna match current battle state. And again, it's just like everybody's favorite what you call it? Everybody's favorite switch statement. So we're gonna do. Hang on, let me find it. Run turn pass, and then we just repeat that pattern. Okay, coolio. Now I can look at chat again. 100%ing Plants vs. Zombies 1? Hell yeah. Identifier await player action, not defined in current scope. Is that not the same as this?
I mean, you missed Josh describing how he was going to take over the entire planet in like 3 days, maybe 4.
Yeah, I mean, like, some people say that it's possible in 2. I just don't think so. Am I not allowed to use an enum here?
He didn't BLJ enough.
That's true. That's true. Can I do that here? Okay, my enum syntax has to be wrong. I have to be doing something wrong here. Let me hop over to one of my nodes that does have a correct enum, because I've definitely typed something in wrong here. Wait, I've got to have a. Well, I have a lookup here. Hang on. Maybe in my trio node I have an enum. I know I have an enum somewhere. Trio manager.scene. Do I really not have any enums? Maybe under my player scene? Yeah. That is enum syntax. Or no. No, it's not enum syntax. I did it wrong. I see. I know what I did wrong. We're just going to do
Is
that.
it Ogre?
The problem is Ogre. We're good. Okay, the enums have been properly defined now. So I'm just going to slop it up. So I'm going to do await input. We're going to do await player action. Run enemy AI. Okay, so this should be good. Yep, it's not complaining anymore. So now we need to do.
What is the realistic difference between coders and wizards?
There is not. In fact, back in the late 80s, early 90s, coders were called wizards. That's where the term like install wizard comes from.
I love wizards.
Wizards go hard.
I think wizard posting is possibly the best meme to come out of 2023.
Yeah.
Don't you love it when you're trying to close a chip bag and then it just decides to rip massively and now I gotta go find like a Ziploc bag to put it all in?
Yeah, I had that with a bag of rice the other day. I had my rice out because I was making beef and bragi, and it ripped open. I'm glad I had freezer bags.
Rice.
I messed up cooking that rice, and it wasn't very good. I accidentally turned off the burner so it didn't cook all the way through, but like all the moisture went away, so it like I couldn't even cook it correctly if I wanted to.
You could have gone to Shitty Wok.
No, there's no Chinese restaurants for like literally half an hour drive at the very least.
The nearest one is probably in
The
South
nearest
Park,
one is in like
Colorado.
the nearest one's in like Bell. It's like a 45-minute drive to get to the nearest Chinese restaurant. I had to cook it myself.
I'm honestly surprised because like there wa because like they do tend to crop up pretty much everywhere. I don't know. You should try and convince somebody to go open a Chinese food restaurant in your town.
Nah, it wouldn't. I don't think it would be supported.
What, you don't want to walk into a place called China Buffet and not know where any of the food came from, but it tastes good, so you're not going to be concerned about it?
Yeah. He's back.
The aesthetic of walking into a takeout Chinese place and just it very clearly being extremely obvious they haven't done a single ounce of renovation work to the front office since they bought the place about 40 years ago. You know the food's going to be good.
Yeah. I'm basically like building a shell for the
The wombats.
yeah, the wombat system.
There could be wombats around here. Bro, that samurai picture is very funny.
Yeah, it's living rent free in my head. Mongolians could be here, he thought to himself. Saki coursed through his veins.
Okay, I shouldn't encourage that.
Now we're gonna do try change state. I'm doing pretty well. How about you, Lemon Bread?
We are approaching the zenith of Josh's mood, which is approximately in like June, July-ish, after which the crippling reality of American collegiate system will start to set in, and he will slowly start to go deeply insane.
True.
That is if he stays in college.
Actually,
So if you advertise this and make this game a gigantic hit, then he won't have to go to college, and he will be happy for the rest of his life.
true.
It's entirely your responsibility now, Lemon.
Hanging out with a friend tomorrow? Heck yeah.
Friends are good.
I don't have any of those. In fact, I'm leaving this call now.
Mm.
Why are you crying? Turns used of active character. We're gonna do ally turns used of active character. Okay, cool.
Josh, why do you abuse your code?
Well, you see, it's been very bad lately, and it's never gonna learn unless, you know. Actually, I don't need a try change state function. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay, so if we have run turn, I believe break will pull us out of this section. I actually need to think for a second on this. So Anytime it's our turn, we need to check to make sure. Actually, wait, we're going to need a couple flags. Um, so we're going to have flag animation complete equals false. And then, so await player action. If animation complete, so that flag is going to be passed to the battle system anytime a player or enemy animation is complete, right? So then, so if it's true, then we're going to immediately set it to false so that this only runs for a single frame. And then we can actually run the state change here. So for I in range 0, 3 for player action logic, yep. We need a var outside. Turns remaining equals false. If what was the section that I had it somewhere around here? It's something of I. Player something something. Ally turns used of I. So if ally turn used of I, then turns remaining equals true. We need colons. And then we can break, because we're just going to be fancy. We're going to be that fancy. Look at that. Check that out. Check it out. I'm using a break statement unironically. My professor would break my neck. For anybody who is not familiar with the break statement, basically checks out the code block above it and says, yo, we're not going to do this anymore. We're done. You and me, we're broken up. So like, if you're checking through a list and you're trying to find the number 5, and you just scan through the list, when you find the number 5, you know, if you have a normal loop, it's just going to keep going, and that's no good. That's icky. So you can have a break statement that says, the moment this condition is met, break, we don't have to keep going. A break statement in a for loop that only does 3 steps is entirely superfluous. There's absolutely no reason to have it. I'm just doing it to show off because I think it's fun. So now, if turns remaining, so if there are turns remaining, then we're going to do current battle state equals await player action. Else, current battle state equals run enemy AI. That makes sense, right? So what we're going to do, so if animation complete, so if a player actions animation has just finished, then we're going to lower that flag so that we don't run this multiple frames in a row. We only want to run this for a single frame. So we lower that flag. We check if there are any player actions remaining. If all three characters have used their abilities, then we run the enemy AI. But if there is a character that can still use an ability, then we go back to awaiting player action. Makes sense. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah, yeah, I think we're good. I think this, yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good. So then, um, enemy AI, this one's going to be pretty simple. I think this is just going to like reach down into the enemy node and run its AI function. And then the enemy's AI function is going to be, that's going to be a virtual method. So that's just going to run, uh, it's either going to run the default, which is probably going to break things, or it's going to run the child class's override method, which will actually contain like the real AI for the Robit. So I think that should be fine. I think that unironically that might just be like this section might just be like 2 lines of code at most. Um, we've got await enemy action. That's actually going to be the same as await player action, but it's going to be a little bit different. So we're going to reuse the animation complete flag because, you know, you're not going to have an enemy attack and a player attack at the same time. Hey, thank you very much. What is it called again? Batch run? No, it's not. It's my backup. Free file sync. Thank you very much, free file sync. You've done a great service. So this is going to be for I in range, blah, blah, blah. This is going to be enemy turns used dot size. And then if enemy turns used I, turns remaining equals true, blah, blah, blah. Current battle state equals await player action. That is not true. So if turns remaining, then we're going to do run enemy AI. If there are no more turns remaining, then we're going to do run turn. We're gonna run. So after the enemy's attack, we're gonna run the start of turn logic, which basically applies regen. It ticks down all of the status effects, that sort of thing. That's what run turn is going to do. So now I've got that sorted out. Next up, we're going to want to let's see, enemy AI. With enemy AI, we only plan to have this run for a single frame. So it's going to run the enemy AI function, which basically selects the attack that the enemy is going to run on their turn. And then the state is immediately going to switch to waiting for that attack to be done because, you know, it's an RPG. It's going to be really chaotic if multiple enemies can attack at the same time. And it also just like completely breaks planning and blocking and all of that. It just wouldn't work. So we're going to do current state equals await enemy action. So now enemies are going to wait their turn when attacking. Next up, YouTube is going to complain about bitrate, and they can cope. So next up, battle time. Is this related to the chart I posted on Discord? Why, yes, it is. Yes, it is. The chart I posted on Discord is the state machines. This is the state machine for the battle system. I can actually. I'm going to spoil things. I'm going to spoil things. And by spoil things, I'm going to spoil what this chart actually means. And like I said on Discord, node number 4 is supposed to have a loop, but it doesn't have a loop. Anyway, so we've got node number 0. This is going to be the refresh turn function. This is like, oh yeah, sorry, I should specify first. Each of these nodes take 1 frame. So anytime a frame completes, you have to follow one of these arrows somewhere, no matter what.
You're trying to pull up the chart. It's not on the stream right now.
I bet it is. I bet you have stream delay, because I can clearly see it in my OBS.
Oh, I just had to, reload the entire stream for YouTube to work properly. That's always fun.
Yeah, that's on you.
No, it's on YouTube.
So we've got
terrible fucking stuff.
So keep in mind that yes, very good assessment, Lumpy. Yep, 5-6 is dire win because each of these nodes takes a single frame to execute. Anytime that frame completes, you have to follow one of the arrows somewhere. So 5 or 6, you can 5 or 6 is the obvious one because it's a dead end, which means that the battle is over. If the battle's over, you've won or lost. So simple as that. 5 or 6, win or lose. Node number 0 is it's the refresh step of the battle. So every battle is going to have a refresh stage where like status effects will tick down, poison damage is dealt, your all of the turn usage is reset, that kind of thing. That's what step 0 is going to be. It's kind of a housekeeping stage. It also applies like regen effects, that kind of thing as well. Then we're going to have stage 1. Stage 1 is awaiting player input. And you can see that it will loop here. So like, it can take several frames for a player to decide what they want to do. When a player decides what they want to do, it's going to launch stage 2, where they actually run the attack. And so again, an attack can take several frames. Once a player has attacked, we go back to stage 1. And if stage 1 can't run, then we just go straight to stage 3, which is enemy AI. You can see that this one doesn't loop because an enemy can decide what it does what it wants to do instantly. It can do it in a single frame, so we don't need to wait on them. So we immediately call the enemy attack, and we run the await enemy attack function. And this is supposed to be looping, and so you wait this out, and then whenever their attack is done, goes back to node 3, and so on. And then whenever all of the enemy attacks have been used up, we go to the refresh node, and then we go back to the player attack node. And so we're sort of starting to see that state machine come to life in our process function here. We sort of have we've abstracted out all of these turn logics where it's like we've abstracted these out, so it's like run turn logic, await input logic, await player action logic, those kinds of things. We're just sort of abstracting those out. We're gonna write those later, and we're just building the skeleton of the battle system right now. So yeah, that's where we're at. So like run enemy AI logic, current battle state equals await enemy action. Simple as. Yeah. So I believe now we should have. I think every frame we should just check if the player is dead. I think that makes sense. Instead of, well, I don't know. I don't know. Let me think on it. Let me think on it. Think about it. We have options. I'm considering how and when I want to determine the win and lose condition. Like in Bug Fables, for example, uh, you can't die on your own turn, and I actually don't like that. Well, actually, you sort of can,
To die whenever, wherever.
like like in Bug Fables, for example, um, enemies can't die on their turn. So like Kabu's spiky bot ability doesn't have an effect if the enemy is on a lethal amount of health. It'll set their HP to 1 instead of killing them. And that's a limitation of the Bug Fables engine that I don't like. And so I wanna change that around. I want to do a switcherooski.
It's the funniest fucking thing I've seen in a very long time.
What?
I'm sorry, there's a fucking video of the Taiwanese parliament, and it's just
Bug Fables has many limitations. That's true. That's true. Mar and Gino are exceptionally talented, and they made a wonderful game. They've made my favorite game ever, but uh, they're not professional programmers.
very polite about this.
I'm being polite because I have a ton of respect for them. They made an excellent game in spite of their programming skills. I do
Bug
not
Fables
mean that to be
comment.
hateful. I do not mean that to be I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that um that it
Isn't it
was
like all
definitely
if
something that held
statements?
them back. It's not all
Isn't it
if
all if
statements.
statements?
I think it's more than that. You're thinking of Undertale. Undertale has really, really bad code.
Oh right.
Like the whole dialogue system's a pile of if statements. I'm glad to
Yeah,
know
but
that
that
I
was
have a cleaner
because
dialogue
like
system.
Tope developed it and like
So this assess state, we're going to do like for I in range 0, 3, if global save data dot HP of I. Here, we're going to do var players dead equals true. Guilty until proven innocent. I believe this is all I need to do. I think this is right. It's not lose. What is it? It's lose with the capital L. Oh, you have to capitalize the letter. Okay. Okay, so we got this. Assess state var players. So we're going to assume that the players are dead, and then we're going to run through the list. If we find any players that have more than 0 HP, then we know that they're not dead. And if they are dead, then we set the battle state to lose. Immediately above this, keep in mind we're going to have to do, it's Van Houtastic. Rah! He's here. Truer. We're going to do var nm. Var enemies equals empty array. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to do skibidi-boo. Var enemies dead equals true. For I in range 0, and then enemies.size. If enemies of I dot, what did I call the health variable in enemies? I probably called it HP, right? Yeah, HP. Yeah. Okay.
HP Lovecraft?
Don't Google what he named his cat.
No, his dad named the cat. He just kept the name.
Lumpy, Bug Fables is actually somewhat watertight in terms of like gameplay. It's just that the underlying code has a lot of inefficiencies and like expandability limitations. Like as I said before, Bug Fables is an excellent game. It's my favorite game. When you play it, you probably won't encounter very many bugs at all. Um, but that doesn't mean that the underlying code is
No, you'll
good.
encounter a bunch of bugs, but you won't encounter very
Yeah,
many
you won't
bugs.
prevent you won't find glitches.
Unless you really go digging for them, or you really care about Frost Relay,
That's true.
which they still haven't fixed.
That's true. That's messed up.
Man, there's too many bugs in Bug Fables. Can't be unplayable.
Bro, you could say that like the three main characters, I mean, they're basically like walking bugs.
Yeah, it's true. Okay. So we got this assess state. And this is just gonna like it's gonna assess if a win or a loss has occurred. So we're gonna run through the enemies. If there's any enemies that have more than 0 HP, then they're not all dead. Same with players. We're gonna run through all the players. If there's a single player that has more than 0 HP, then they're not dead. If we found any enemies that are dead, we're going to set the battle state to win. But immediately after, if we find that all the players are dead, then it's a loss. So even if all combatants die simultaneously, you still lose. Womp womp. What do you got? Nuclear bomb, PTSD bot, and you will never be a real bot, McGee. That's true. It's true. Very, very witty assessment. I'm going to put a little bit of logic in the win logic, but not a lot.
Nuclear bomb, nuclear device, trauma, and teenage angst the movie.
Whoops. So what this little line of code is going to do here is we're going to look through all of the player HPs, and it's going to be set to 1 or their current HP, whichever is higher. Your stream's current bitrate is 0. This is lower than the recommended bitrate. Huh.
Who would have thought?
0. Is that so? How
Working
is it
fine for me.
0? How is it 0? Are you? It says stream quality excellent. What? I gotta open the widget.
Josh,
Widget.
you're in a post data. You're actually in a post data transmission world. It says 0 because it's actually infinite.
The audio stream's bitrate is 0. Is audio dead? Can you guys hear audio?
Let me check. Checking.
Bing, bing, bing. Test, test.
Nope, I can hear audio. I can hear audio.
Okay, why is YouTube telling me that my stream's audio bitrate is 0? That is ridiculous. It is
Your
lying
voice is
once
just
again.
so soothing. Your voice is so soothing. It doesn't take anything.
I'm
They're
being
doing it for free.
gaslit. YouTube is messing with me. All right, so we got this. This will set your HP to 1 or your current HP, whichever is higher. So if a player is dead in the battle, when the battle ends, their health will be set to 1 instead of staying at 0. The audio bitrate is 0 again. Why? Why are you telling me this, YouTube? Gatekeep gaslight girl boss. Let's go. All right. What do we need to do now? Enemy prototype. Let's add a virtual function. We're going to just call this func enemy AI. Okay. So we got enemy AI virtual funky should not be run, but exists to prevent a crash. So if for whatever reason the child class of the enemy node does not have a an override function for AI, it's just going to do nothing instead of crashing the game. It's just going to soft lock instead of crashing. Isn't that great?
Homemade glass slug shotgun shell.
That sounds like fun.
For when the shell nut is being infringed.
What is my loading thing called? I have a loading manager somewhere. I need to find my loading manager. Short-lived visit. Oh, for real, for real. Schmell ya, man. Okay, what do we need? We need to find the. I have a loading node somewhere in here. I have a monad for this. Scene swapper. Is that what it's called? Dot current battle node. That's it. So battle manager equals scene swapper dot current battle node. So we've got this scene swapper node that basically pulls the overworld or the battle node out of the scene tree temporarily and like plops it back in later. And so that monad is how the enemy prototype is going to grab the parent battle manager. That's how it's going to know what's up. So, excuse me. So then we're going to do like battle manager dot. Ooh. No, it should be fine. It should be fine. I think if an enemy AI takes more than one frame, or if an enemy AI, if an enemy attack takes 0 frames to execute, like 0 frames to return that flag, no, it's fine. No, it's actually fine. It's actually perfectly fine. Yeah. What is it called? Battle manager dot. It's animation something. Animation complete. That's the one. Battle manager dot animation complete equals true. Okay. It needs to be capitalized. When you didn't capitalize it. There we go. So this is a pretty simple solution. If no valid enemy AI exists, then just give up. Just don't do it. Also be an onReady variable. Anytime that you have a variable in Godot that is grabbing data from another node, you usually need to put this onReady handler on there that basically tells the node, wait until what I'm trying to grab exists before trying to grab it. Because if you don't have that onReady tag, then it's going to try to grab data from Battle Manager even if Battle Manager doesn't exist yet. And that's no good. That's icky. So next up, we need to do some stuff and things. We've got this, yeah, this data structure. That's good enough, I tell you what. Run enemy
Yeah.
AI logic. So then,
Well, it was
actually,
right here, but you came in.
does enemy turns
Mhm.
used, does that need to be an array or can that just be a number? I think I'm just going to make that a number. Is that, I'm thinking for a second here. Let me think about this. Because enemies are going to always attack in the same order, right? So actually, I don't even want to use turns used. I want to use turns remaining in case they have bonus turns. Yeah, so it needs to be enemy and ally turns remaining. Remaining. Active character is greater than 0. Active character equals active character plus 1 mod 3. Yep, that's fine. That's the same as before. I miss C++ do while loops. Do while loops are useful. So instead of doing if ally turns used of I, it's going to be if ally turns remaining of I is greater than 0. And instead of using enemy turns used, it's going to be enemy turns remaining. Instead of enemy turns used of I, it's going to be enemy turns used of I greater than 0. Or remaining. Okay, so this is super duper handy because now allies and enemies are capable of attacking multiple times in a row. So if I want them to attack, so anytime they finish an attack, their turns remaining counter is just going to go down by 1. And so instead of having a true or false, you can't really do a whole lot with true or false. You have to add extra gross logic in there. It becomes a mess. So we're just going to have number of turns remaining be a variable. And it's usually going to be 1 or 0, but under some circumstances, like bosses might have 2, maybe even 3 if I'm feeling adventurous. I'll have to add some kind of visual indicator for that at some point. I guess we can quickly do run turn logic, or some of it at least. So I believe let's see, for I in range 03, if actually no, it's not even going to be an if. I might have to think on this one. I'm gonna have to mostly pass on this one because I can't do regen because I don't have a visual indicator for regen made yet. I'll have to do that. But I can set the actions. Yeah, I can set the actions. So to be enemy.size. Enemy not declared in the scope. Enemies within IES. Actually, we're gonna have to do enemy turns remaining that size in case they get desynced somehow, just to make sure that we don't have a crash.
Hey, returned, Josh.
He's back!
I'm back.
He's been here the whole time. He's
I didn't even know
lying.
he was sick. No, I actually wasn't here for like 10 minutes.
Huh. Maybe that's why I was so productive. You took that personally.
Me.
I am going to take that so personally. I'm going to ruin your life.
I'm gonna add an extra
I'm going to
variable
send
here.
600,000 fucking jars of expired mayo to your house.
We're gonna add this bonus turn.
I'm going to send 700,000 chocolate bar wrappers to your front door.
I forgot the spelling
Not
of
even
it.
with anything in them.
That's cruel. Bonus turn.
That's
And
bonus, it's bonus, it's
that's
bonus.
bonus. Hey, that's bonus. That's bonus. Double score zone. Wah. We're actually going to have turns remaining stored in here. I'm going to have it stored in the enemy because having an array of structures is better than having parallel arrays. So this enemy turns remaining and enemy, these are two arrays that are going to be the same size and the same shape and are going to have corresponding data. Those are called parallel arrays. And generally, it's better if the data is parallel, then it's already tightly coupled, except it's not strictly coupled. You can desync it on accident, and that's no good. So instead, we're going to have one array of structures instead of parallel arrays of what is the term for basic data? Scalars. That's it. Instead of parallel arrays of scalars. We don't want to do that. That's not as smart. So we're going to take this enemy turns remaining thing, and we're just going to butcher that. We're not going to do that. And then IntelliSense is going to tell me exactly where everything needs to be changed. So it's going to be enemies.turns remaining, I believe. Not bonus turns, it's turns remaining. Got to make sure that's spelled the same way. Yep, so enemies.turns. Actually, this isn't going to be enemies.turns remaining outside. It's just going to be enemies.size. And then enemy turns remaining of I, so that's going to be enemies of I dot turns remaining equals enemies of I dot bonus turn. Bonus, very cool. Instead of enemy turns remaining dot size, it's going to be enemies dot size, and then enemies of I dot turns remaining, sort of recoupling everything so that it's more tightly dealt with. We are not going to use delta. We're going to put an underscore in front of that delta so that Godot stops crying about it. There we go. Okie dokie. So now we've sort of recoupled and rebundled a little bit, centralizing the data that enemies store, centralizing the data that pertains to enemies within the enemies classes, just to reduce unparalleled arrays and minimize the probability that that we get any wires crossed along the way. So next up, where to next? Well, I can probably say I've written, I don't know, not quite 100 lines of code, but I'm getting there. We're making schmovement today, fellas. Let me think about what else we can do quickly and easily to get the backbone. The spinal tap. We don't need to do lose logic for now. Await enemy action logic. There's not going to be logic for awaiting enemy action, because that's literally nothing but waiting. So we're just going to get rid of this function, and we're just going to have this condition that changes things out. In fact, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to pull that out. So this is going to be exit await enemy action. And so we're just going to take all this await enemy action code and we're going to pull it out. Just plop it right there. So if animation complete, then we're going to do this stuff. And in fact, I think we're going to pull this if statement back into the original. Yeah, this makes sense. So if animation's complete, then we're going to exit await enemy action. A little bit of a mouthful, a little bit of a large function name, but it's fine. So we've pulled all of that out. Something that I think needs to be taught. So Lemon, I know that you're an aspiring Godot dev, so this will be helpful for you to know. Notice how
Is Lemon still here?
maybe not. One person in chat, according to my phone.
I'm
Let me double check. Double check. Yeah, he's not. Well, I'm gonna explain it anyway in case somebody watches the VOD at some point. Something that's important to keep in mind when programming is the more stuff you have in the same function, you can see the pyramid of doom forming. This is called you can see this is called the pyramid of doom. You can see where it gets the name, right, Tread? The code is shaped like a pyramid, the pyramid of doom. And the best way to avoid the pyramid of doom is to break things down into sub-functions and then having the sub-functions be in their own place. Like this here, this is not a pyramid of doom. This is a mound at best. This is not a pyramid of doom. So again, break up your big function into sub-functions. That's very important. Do not build the pyramid of doom, or you will reap the consequences of the pyramid of doom. So we're going to do the same thing with await player action. We're going to remove the pyramid of doom from this section of the code. So we're going to have the same naming scheme as the one above. So we're going to call it func exit, and then we called this one await player action. And then we're just going to pull this section of the pyramid of doom, and we're going to plop it in its own little quarantine area. City of Doom. But the pyramid of doom is better. There we go. Indentation should be good. Yep. And then we're gonna plop this guy in here. And as you can see, the pyramid of doom is gone. The pyramid of doom is gone. It's almost flat. It goes a few layers deep, but it's not a pyramid of doom anymore. In fact, to show you my dedication to not building the pyramid of doom, I'm going to show off some of my player logic. Look at this. This is the process function. This is the function that runs every single frame. It does almost all of the thinking for the... Actually, it does all of the thinking for all of the characters. And look at this. This is not a pyramid of doom. Look at that. I've broken it up into these clean little sub-functions, and so we don't have a pyramid of doom. That's true. It becomes a nice little city. It's all these skyscrapers. And that's much nicer than a pyramid of doom. So yeah, no more pyramid of doom. This is nice and relatively flat. We've just got this one switch with all the subfunctions in it. I think I should probably mark if these are done, just for the sake of... No, I'll know. I'll know. I'll trust myself to remember. Famous last words. lose logic and win logic, I'm just not going to touch those for now. Enemy AI logic actually doesn't need to be a function. I'm going to remove enemy AI logic, and then we're actually going to run... Actually, no, I will need a proper enemy AI logic function. So for each... Actually, I don't have to do this for eye and range nonsense. I can just do for eye and enemies for this one, because, yeah. For eye and enemies, if I dot... Yes, I can do this. I can do this. So if I dot... I've got a variable for that. Turns remaining. If I dot turns remaining is greater than 0, then we're going to run I dot AI. What did I call that function? Enemy AI. I dot enemy AI. What is extremely, extremely important here, you need this break statement. This break statement basically says we're going to run through the enemy AI. If we're going to run through all the enemies, if we find an enemy that has at least one action remaining, then have him run an action. And this break statement says, stop, we're done. We're not going through anymore. He did his action, no more. We're done. I'm cutting you off. You're going to have to pay your tab, mister. If we did not have this, then every single enemy would attack at the same time. And that would be pretty bad. That would actually be insanely bad. I'm thinking now. We're gonna have a block window. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a block window. Or not block window, but I'm thinking about this one now. Because if RPG enemies were smart, they would just all attack at the same time. Yeah. Throw 500 rocks at Mario. I'm thinking for a second. So I want to have the block window be variable in size. I want it to be adjustable depending on the scenario. So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking it needs to be adjustable and it needs to be consistent. We need to know when a block is valid and when a block is not valid. I think I've got two options and I'm not 100% happy with either, but I think I know which one I have to go with. So the issue here is either I have a block frame and a hit frame, and I use the difference between those two frame numbers to determine whether or not a block is a valid block. And I think that's icky. I think that's going to cause a lot of problems. Alternatively, I could just have a is blocking and is not blocking, and I can have them have their own cooldowns as always. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to do block time. And var block cooldown. Block time equals 0. Block cooldown equals 0 to start with. And then while we are awaiting an enemy turn, so we actually are going to bring back await enemy action logic, because there actually is something that a player can do while an enemy is doing its action. Welcome back, Lemon Bread. So we actually do need to have something happen. We do need code that runs while we are waiting for an enemy's turn, because of course you need to be able to block their attacks. So if an
Okay,
enemy...
Josh.
What?
I don't know why, but it cut out for me, but all I heard was, we do need code that runs.
That's true. We do need code that runs. That's like the bare minimum. This is like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That's like below the base of the pyramid. That's like the dirt that the pyramid sits on. Speaking
That's
of,
like the laws of physics functioning properly.
yeah, I need 1 + 1 to equal 2. So input dot is action, or no, action just, what was it called? Or just pressed? Input dot is action just pressed. You didn't capitalize input, my good sir, so I'm not going to give you IntelliSense. Thank you, Godot. Very cool. So I'm going to say interact is going to be the block button, because that just makes sense to me. So if we pressed the block button, then we block. Except, uh-oh, what if the block cooldown is active? So if the block cooldown is greater than 0, why did I snake caps that? That's gross. So if the block cooldown is greater than 0, we're just not going to do anything. So actually we're going to do if block cooldown equals 0, then we do a thing. Which is nothing. Wait, cooldown is one word? I don't know. No way, no way. This is hype, this is hype. Lemon has me hyped. Block cooldown equals... Is it going to be Godot as a robot? Godot is a robot, but yeah. I get you, I get you. Block cooldown equals max. Block cooldown.
Also, I just gave Lumpy the tower robot role finally.
Thank you.
Guy is in VC. We will not let Guy into the call.
He's going to say something that's going to get me banned. So here we go. Block cooldown is going to be itself -1 or 0, whichever is bigger. I think that makes sense. So if block cooldown, if block cooldown is 0, and we just blocked, then we're gonna do a thing. I should let you in. No, it's just with me and Tread, just the two central devs for now. Maybe some other time, but there's always the risk. You know, a single word, like a single bad word, can get you permanently banned from YouTube. So it's pretty scary.
Or a single out of context phrase
Yeah, that too.
that somebody with too much time on their hands and a moral superiority complex is going to use to screw you over.
He's meing. It was me, Barry.
It was me, Barry.
I was the one
shit
who
your pants.
I was the one who replaced your milk with the milk from last week, thus spoiling your milk.
You see, knowing Reverse Flash, like, that is absolutely something he would do.
Yeah.
Like, 100%. He is the pettiest motherfucker ever conceived of. He literally rewrote himself as a law of the universe, so that way he can't be killed, so he can always fuck with Barry.
True. Does that make sense? I'm thinking about this. Because some attacks can target multiple robots. I guess we would just call it an all if it's attacking multiple. Yeah, that's fine. I need to go back. Control the slides. Where am I? Wait, enemy logic? Yeah, okay. Wait a minute. Oh no, by having adjustable blocks, block cooldown actually needs to be an array. Oh no, this could be bad. This could get messy fast. Yeah. Mhm. Actually, no. I don't think I will. I'm thinking. I think block cooldown can be shared. Block cooldown can be shared, and block time will be individual. So, like, say, for example, you can block every 2.5 seconds, and if you've upgraded your block time, then the ratio of the 2.5 seconds that you spend in the guard state can be like half a second, or if you've really spec'd into it, maybe a whole second, something along those lines. So I think that's fine. I think that's fine, actually. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Let me find my thingy. I've lost my place again. So if block cooldown equals 0, block
Also,
cooldown
funny
equals...
story, so I was... The streams.
What?
So when you started the stream initially, it literally had started like the moment I had woken up from my nap, more or less.
Okay.
So today, either sleeping or watching the stream, basically, or getting my hair cut. I've been enjoying college being over.
Yeah. I'm not ready to go back. They can't make me.
I have to go back in June because I need to take a summer class so I can keep up with my degree.
Nuh-uh. Actually, so what I'm going to do here is anytime we run enemy AI, we're gonna reset the block cooldown. Is that right? Is block cooldown? Yeah. We're gonna reset the block cooldown anytime a new attack begins, and then inside the enemy attack AI, if there's like a successful block, then we reset the block cooldown. Actually, we have a calculate damage function here, so then if block cooldown is greater than 0, then I'm just going to do damage minus equals 1 for now. Alright, this isn't block cooldown. This is... Here, this would be under the ally section only. So then if we're looking at block time of target is greater than 0, we're just going to say damage minus equals 1 for now. Just going to say apply badge block upgrades here. I need to add that later. Not a problem for me now. So if you successfully block, then your block cooldown gets set to 0 no matter what. That's for those rapid fire attacks. Oh, wait. Remember when I said targeted ally is like 0 able, 1 KD, 2 Sarge, 3 all, blah, blah, blah? What if we just made that an array instead? That way, if it's targeting 2, then 2 of them can block, and the one that's not being targeted will be fine. That's even better. It makes the code so much cleaner. Don't have to do any stupid special cases anywhere.
I need to stop doom scrolling.
Yeah, I don't see why you would do that.
But I want to feel terrible about everything.
You shouldn't. Get off social media.
But I want to ruin my perception of the world and make myself hate my fellow man for no particular reason.
The news is there to make you sad. Never read the news. They're literally paid to lie and make you sad and angry.
What if I get on the news? Then
I don't know what you're implying. Yeah, I don't know you.
Employee-only doors cannot stop us. Fire-X, go. You know, he makes a very compelling argument for breaking and entering, Josh. I think we should break and enter.
So true.
I think we should do that.
Block time of I equals 20. Add. Yeah. Add badge timing buffs later. And then we're going to do the same thing with but we're going to do block time on top and block cooldown on the bottom. It may look weird to have block time get ticked down at the top and block cooldown ticked down at the bottom, but there's actually a reason for it. Because we set block cooldown here. Actually, no, we should just set them both at the top. Yeah, we'll just have them both at the top. That's fine. Okay, so if an enemy is attacking, we've got the block logic. And then we're going to have block animations here in await enemy action logic. And then in exit enemy action logic, we're going to have exit block poses. Yep, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. Then that must be your wallet. Nope, it's not my wallet. Okay, we got the exit await player action. That's fine. Exit await enemy action. I think this is fine. Assess state. Yeah, we finished that one. Don't need to worry about win and lose logic. Run enemy AI logic. That one's in place. Run turn logic. Ally turns remaining of I equals 1. Yep. Yep. We can add turn bonus to this later. Await player action logic. This one is going to be unique for whatever player attacks are being run. And then await input logic. So then let me see here. Options wheel location not -1. I'm not sure what this does. Oh, I guess it pulls open the option wheel. Yeah, I'm thinking about what I'm doing here. Option wheel location doesn't equal 1, and input action press. Not right. Here, let me just run this and see if it crashes first. Okay, so it's not crashing. My interaction is doing nothing. I need to change the pause menu so it isn't the same pause menu in battle. Otherwise, you can use items without using a turn. And that's icky. That's no good. I feel like I'm missing something. Current battle state. Match current battle state. So I know it's running the await input logic function, right? Maybe it isn't. Let me put a breakpoint on that. Wrong scene. Yeah, so it's not actually running my await input logic. So let me just like plop a breakpoint somewhere. Plop a breakpoint right there. So current battle state, what is that set to right now? If I can find you. I will find you. Rah. Block cooldown, targeted allies, block time enemies, animation complete. Current battle state equals 5. How is it 5? My goodness gracious. Equals await player action. How is await player action 5? Hang on, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or no. Oh, it thinks it's in the win condition because there aren't any enemies. That's funny. That's very interesting. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, well, I know that logic is actually working as expected. Was unexpected to me, but the code runs the way it's supposed to. I just forgot that there aren't any enemies, and if there aren't any enemies, then they're assumed to all be dead, and if they're all dead, then we won. So yeah. Okay, I think it's been 2.5 hours. It's 10 p.m., which is my standard Betty Bye time. And I think stream energy is starting to slow down a bit. We contributed well over 100 lines of code today, because I mean everything in here, so it's like 87 lines of code plus a couple more here and there up here, plus a few lines in here. Yeah, I'd say about 100 lines of code, and a new character, of course. We've got Signant, Mr. Signant here. He looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I think he's fine. Did all right, I'll say. So yeah. Stop sign fella. That's right. You know what they call stop signs in South Africa, Lumpy?
Stoplights.
No. Or yeah, stoplights, my bad. You know what they call stoplights in South Africa? South Africa? They call them robots. It's pretty cool. No! I must return. Unforgivable mistakes have been made. How did I miss this? I'm basically going to hell for this one. I hope you guys know. I gotta double check now because I can't trust my own work. Poor craftsmanship. Tisk tisk. Made in China. Those are the kinds of jokes that are going to get me banned from YouTube. 12 pixels! Oh, look at that. Oh, it's bad too. What was I thinking? I sure hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
Well, I would have hated to be that guy. I guess you didn't do your standard red line check.
I didn't do my due diligence. Well, the problem is red didn't have enough contrast with the character, so I did fuchsia. And I don't think the fuchsia had sufficient contrast for my check. But I think...
Hold on, go down. Hold on, go down. It's like on that arm you were just on.
This one? I don't see it.
Yes.
Where?
Oh, hold on. No, go up, go up. It's like right... it's like right underneath. There's a little thing sticking down. I'm trying to think, like the shoulder. It's by the shoulder.
What? The 2 pixels?
Yeah, the 2 pixels. They're not supposed to be there. They look wrong.
There.
There we go.
They are supposed to be there. Their friends are... He's supposed to be here. Saving Signant.
Alright.
Why is it saving to documents? What the heck? Why is that happening? Robit data. 2D art. OneDrive? Screw OneDrive. I don't like OneDrive. It's icky and scary and weird. Where's my Mines NPCs folder? Here. I don't like it how Windows is always trying to force features down your throat. Like, instead of opening this file in the location where I always open my files, it's going to be like, no, you need to save it to OneDrive now. It's just disrespectful to the user. Like, Windows just outright disrespects its user base all the time. It's insulting to my intelligence to force changes down my throat like that. But Billy Gates, William Gates is he knows better. Bill Gates knows better. That's very based, Lumpy. William Gates knows better than you. You should do exactly as Bill Gates says. You should eat the bugs and such. Okay. He's been replaced with a good one. No, why is this still wrong? I literally just saved the file over and it's broken again. I'm blaming Bill Gates for this one. I hope he knows that what he's done
Billiard Gates? Why would he do this to you?
I hope that he knows that what he's done is unforgivable. Okay, is this the good one now? It's the good one now. I copy, and then I take them over to the Robit repository, and I paste, and I replace them with the good one, and now we have the good signant. There we go. There we go. It kills thumbnails of images. Unbelievable. Forget them. Okay, I think now is the time to wind down the stream. Signant brim is a fun detail. Thank you. I totally stole this from a Markdown textbook I found. But yeah. So yeah, I think now is about time to call her quits and say that the stream was a success. Over 100 lines of code written. We've got the foundation of the battle system ready to move, ready to figure out attacks and UI and enemy design and all that. So, and we also got Signant here, this friendly feller. So yeah, we'll be back to it soon enough. But until then, good night. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and we might have another one this weekend.